right, and welcome again to another podcast that no one will listen to. This time, I got my co-hosts, plural this time, Austin and Eric.
Howdy.
Yo.
Enthusiastic, as always. Alright, well this week, we kind of got a little carried away because we went ahead and already saw the Steven bomb for this kind of chapter here. What would you call it, like, the Greg is missing Steven bomb?
Yeah,
like
get our Greg back.
Yeah,
you know that one.
Make America Greg again.
Make America Greg again. We gotta get that Greg. Are you sure it's that Greg? Yeah, there's only one Greg.
I know. The first one's like, oh my god, Blue Diamond took Greg. Our Greg? What other Greg is there?
See, this is the problem with gems. We gotta build a wall
around the Earth.
Around Earth.
Around the Earth.
Protect us from the gems.
So, I don't know how they can just go under it.
Right.
They're here taking
is
your job.
Space.
It moves in 3 dimensions, right?
Space moves in 3 dimensions.
Anyway, so
walls are meaningless.
To my knowledge, these episodes have not been released in America. At least I have not heard any news about them being released on TV.
How did we get a hold of them?
Well, I mean, there's international releases that I think always are early.
So
for some reason, it's weird because it seems that, like,
why wouldn't America be first on that list?
I don't know.
That's a
America
good
sucks.
question.
I mean, Cartoon Network's like America, isn't it?
No. Yes and no.
I mean,
we're
originally America and then branched out.
Well, right, because I mean, like Gumball, for example, is
yeah, that's an international show. That's
the UK.
Yeah.
That's like
from the UK or
from the UK.
From the UK.
Okay. I don't know. But
no, not Europe, not UK, Europe. There's a difference.
Europa.
One of those. But we're getting off topic because we saw the full Steven bomb, and we are going to be discussing the events, what we think this will mean for the future episodes, and just general theory crafting. So let's dive in. So the general premise of this Steven bomb was Greg does not know what stranger danger means.
No, he doesn't.
Because he is.
But we're getting ahead. We need the top 5.
No, we don't need the top 5.
We need the top 5.
Do you even have a top 5?
I have a top 5.
He has a top 5 for everything.
I always have a top 5.
I just told you about this episode that we were going to be recording 2 days ago. What the hell?
That's plenty of time.
Fine.
There's plenty of time in Garzine years.
If you insist upon it.
Alright, so top 5 reasons Lion is Rose. Number 1, Lion knows more than he's telling us. Number 2, Lion has no gem. And it's pretty clear there's no other lions that are pink on Earth. And if he were a lion, he'd be dead by now.
I was going to say, there are lions on Earth, so...
Number 2, Lion has extraordinary powers.
You said number 2.
But they're similar to, like, the gems. Like, force attacks and traveling at extreme speeds.
Okay.
Number 2...
Okay, that's the 3rd time you said number 2, I think.
Did I say number 2 twice? Did I ever say a 5? Dear God.
Just move on. I'm already sick of this.
3, sir.
3, my lord. 5. Number 1, we don't know what happens to gem consciousness.
I think you even started with 1.
Now it's 1.
Oh, my lord.
Okay, now we're getting into the negative 5s. like negative 1.
Number 8 in this top 5. But we're getting...
Flying by the seat of my ass.
Seeing as that Lion, the most debated topic amongst our group when it comes to Steven Universe, isn't even featured in this Steven bomb, I don't even see how it has anything to do with anything. Honestly.
Theory crafting.
Oh, for the love of Christ. Anyway, so to get Greg back, it turns out that Pink Diamond had a menagerie of sorts that is stationed up in space. That Blue Diamond, who has been grieving for what we could say is like, 5,000 years? 5,000 years of grieving, pretty much.
Yeah, it seems like the war happened 5,000 years ago, and she's been grieving ever since.
Well, I mean, honestly, it seems like time behaves differently around these people because it seems like it's like 5,000 years to grieve about a diamond. I mean, that's still a big deal. Don't get me wrong. Apparently, because there's only ever been 4 to our knowledge.
Well, I think the thing with gems is, like, age is meaningless.
Yeah, I mean, they are well, they aren't immortal, but
They're not immoral, but they're ageless.
well, they're all ageless.
Well, maybe they're
No, but that's the point. They're like ageless, so it's
Well, like
like
gems in general are time means nothing to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You
That
describe
is
them as
a
ageless.
fascinating topic. Gems' perception of time. How do they perceive time?
I think they perceive time in a way like relative to ours, in kind of like they have a timekeeping system. Hell, but I mean, like 5,000 years, is that Earth years? Is that gem years? It's just 5,000 years. We have no established unit of time of when this
Well, I
whole
think
thing
Pearl
kind of...
even says it's like it happened 5,000 Earth years ago.
Did she say, or
I think she
like
did.
specifically?
When like Stevens taught, like I think when he first mentions the war, and then I think in the history episode where they meet the founder of Beach City.
Mm-hmm. They've already been... I mean, they're already established as, like, you know...
Yeah, but
the
I think
crystal
they
gems.
acknowledge years.
Right.
Same, like, a year to them is 365 days, like we do.
Well,
I would
right,
say.
but then you also have to take into account the fact that they are using ships that can essentially travel faster than the speed of light, which, even in this bomb, they realize, like, if they were to normally, like, fly to this menagerie, it'd take 70 years, but they get there in the span of 5 minutes because they're traveling faster than the speed of light. So obviously there's some relativity here at play, but seeing as I'm not really the best on my quantum physics and astral projections...
The light years only matters when the point where they're going faster than the speed of light. The gems mention, like, why they weren't there the whole time. Well, it's because they couldn't keep up because they're composed of light.
Right.
So it's
Which is
hilarious.
And it's hilarious, but it's also very weird, because it's like, if they're just made of light essentially has no mass, though, doesn't it?
I don't think we have to peer too much in depth.
I mean,
No,
we are
light
talking
has-
about, like, sentient rocks, so, I mean, we're
Light
definitely
has no
not-
mass, but in the show they established that we're pretty much bending. It's a mix of two things: light and then
matter.
a little bit, yeah. But it's not like that. It's more. I think light displays their form, and then they kind of manipulate gravity a little bit around them.
I'm sure that's how they explain it. I'm just saying that probably doesn't still explain how they have, like, how they can touch and throw things if they're just made of light and gravity, really.
Because gravity's how we...
It shows that people, like, you know, when things go or sinking
Well, it's like,
down,
take
but it
a
doesn't-
ball. Like, if I can manipulate gravity, I can lift that ball by manipulating gravity.
But are you manipulating you, or are you manipulating the ball?
Probably the ball. Essentially, give me the ball.
It's my ball.
Oh yeah, they can't see the ball anyway. So it would essentially be like, right now that ball has gravitational force that's pulling it downward. I think when it comes to the gems just simply, it's like they're lifting it like we would normally do, but they're just readjusting the gravity so it goes up and down. Think of it as it's like on a pole. They're able to go up and down on a pole.
This discussion about a cartoon show for children
Just went to science.
just went to a physics lecture.
Where the hell is Bill Nye? Come on, Eric.
He's supposed to be getting a new show, by the way.
Bill.
On Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Sometime.
Good. About damn time we teach people science again.
Oh, and next week, of course, speaking of Netflix, is the Lemony Snicket premiere.
Yes, that'll be good.
And I'm really
Let's have a
good.
Netflix discussion about a Steven Universe bomb podcast.
Well, I mean, we're
get
talking
sidetracked
about like
all
an
the time.
hour of content here.
I know,
We're
right?
thinking of like. So okay, but Eric does have a point. We need to skip on to what actually happens in the bomb.
Yes.
Favorite moments. Let's start with our favorite moments. Who would like to go first and just kind of
Who wants to share with the class?
who wants to share the class?
I brought a rock.
Me, I'll go first, teacher.
Okay, Eric, you can go first.
Get in
Okay,
the corner.
favorite moment.
You gotta wear the dunce cap.
I guess it's the song, What's the Use of Feeling, in
Blue,
parentheses,
yes.
blue.
Right.
Because I find that to be such an odd beat. Like, it starts out really off, and it's so odd, and yet it works. I'm oddly entranced.
It's almost almost like an impromptu song. You know what I mean? Like it starts just like very offbeat, but then it kind of like corrects itself in a sense.
And then it comes back full circle.
I feel it displays a lot of emotion, especially between the two. It's like you have Yellow who kind of bottled... Essentially, you have Yellow admit she bottled her feelings for 5,000 years, and she's looking at Blue and going like, what is the point of
Pussy.
this? Exactly. Exactly. It's like... And she's looking at Blue, who actually took the time to kind of try and get over... the loss of Pink Diamond, and Yellow's like... It's a very interesting take on grief.
Well, right. It also kind of shows
speaking.
a very interesting character dynamic with Blue Diamond. Because remember, all the things that Garnet said about Blue Diamond is like, she's a monster, she's a shatterer, but then you see her, it's like, she's vulnerable, she's grieving, and she's like, you know, this giant... this is a leader of a race of, like, conquerors who Garnet, by all accounts, but both eyewitness and through, like, you know, just being a Sapphire, knows the full power of Blue Diamond, and yet you see her as this grieving, just blubbering mess who's just, you just can't go on. And that was very interesting to me, is you see someone in that state.
Well, you see how like death has probably changed her a little bit, because Sapphire's experiences with Blue Diamond are all before the end of Pink Diamond.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because Sapphire and Garnet don't come until Pearl and Rose show up.
Yeah, and Pearl and Rose show up. They are the rebels. That the rebellion started when she was shattered.
Did it start? No, I thought
Really?
it ended with her being shattered.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, that's how it all started.
No, it ends with her being shattered.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I
ends
thought
with her
that's how
being
it all
shattered.
started.
All right.
No.
One of the two parties is wrong here, and we're too lazy to actually go online during this podcast and check it out for ourselves.
Well, wait. Why would you say it ends with Pink Diamond being shattered?
Because that's the end. That's the final act of war. Is you kill the leader.
Yeah, I thought that's what it took for them to finally say, let's
Yeah, 'cause that's
leave it alone.
That's why. And then it's after
No.
they shatter that they fire the.
I thought it all because I thought it all started like a World War I thing. Like you pretty much assassinate a leader, and
No. That's how it ends. Because that's like Rose has to. That's how it ends. Because they talk like that was the only way we could get it to end.
We are all confused here.
Yeah, I am like.
No,
then,
it was. That's how it ends.
Okay, where's your evidence? What episode do they say that? Because I'm almost positive when they're on the moon, it's like this is how it all started when they betrayed her and shattered her, and that's how this whole mess started.
They betrayed her.
Yeah.
At that point, but shattered her at that point. Yeah. I need to go back and watch that because
didn't Blue Diamond just reveal in this episode that they shattered her at where the palanquin is?
Well, that's where it happened.
Yeah, that's where it happened.
That doesn't show
when
it happened. It just shows that's where it happened.
Yeah, she showed where it's... So it couldn't have been on the moon.
Well, no. That's what I'm saying. When the rubies are on the moon with the gems... Remember that? When
they say this is where they betrayed her.
No. They are saying that's how it all started. This is where it started when they... Not this as in like the physical place where they're at, but it all started when they betrayed her. When they shattered... is when it all started.
I don't think they said shatter. I think they probably said betrayed.
I am gonna until I can actually get my hands on a timeline of events, because where would they get the motivation to start a revolution, if not by assassinating the leader?
That's you're asking.
What would be the reason for any of the other diamonds to show up on Earth if not that a diamond was?
But that's
shattered?
to assume they did.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let's let the people who are listening to this tell
No one
us
listens,
who's
Eric.
right and who's
No one
wrong.
This is a podcast no one listens to, Eric. No one's going to listen to this.
But anywho, I'm trying to think. But see, that's the part we're missing. It's like what led to Rose starting the rebellion.
Well, right.
We don't know.
That's the
still.
whole
Yeah,
thing.
I know that's going to be.
That's the biggest question we're still waiting to get answered.
Mm-hmm.
A great segue into another favorite part of mine was to see in that room the consequences of Rose's action, because all the gems that you see, they're all rose quartzes.
Yeah, they're all rose
the
quartzes.
entire cut, and you have Yellow Diamond saying this whole cut of gems should be destroyed, should be shattered for what they did, and yet Blue Diamond's here saying we should preserve that. Now, personally, I'd be on Yellow Diamond's side here. Now they obviously need to die. Because
Well, see, that's the thing. We don't know what led to the rebellion, so it's like...
Yeah, did all the rose quartzes rebel, or did the one and the rest got blamed?
Well, right, but here's the thing. It's not about that. It's about sending a message. It's like saying, one soldier in the platoon betrayed the army. That entire platoon now needs to we can't have any repeating traitors.
I don't know.
It's one of the. It's like an age-old tactic of ancient war. You just pretty much
I'm not
punish the
disagreeing
entire
with you.
thing.
I'm just saying it's like we need information.
Well,
like, did one pink diamond betray or the rest betray?
One rose quartz.
Yeah, like what was the original army's content?
I think especially in this context of this is a long dead war, pretty much. Like there is a distinct winner and loser here.
Well, it's debatable, as with any war. It's like, did they really... Because, I mean, even Pearl, Garnet, and Amethyst, remark, even after all of this, we were the only 4 that were left.
Well, right.
It's like, you have on a war... You have an interesting take on war, where it's like, all this life was wasted on a battle. But, anywho, I feel like the whole, the quartzes kind of raised an interesting point, because Blue Diamond says, these were her gems, and I think we were talking about it last night a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Does each diamond make their own gems?
Me and Eric did kind of talk to this before. I think that is sort of true. I think all gems, especially when you go, I think you can always have your pearls, your amethysts, your quartz, but I think each diamond makes their own. For example, sapphire, I think are Blue Diamond's gems.
They're hers only.
Only Blue Diamonds.
And as a result, they have a high
Sapphires.
standing.
They're aristocrats, they're intellectuals, they're future
Okay, I
seers,
see what you're
things
saying.
like that.
So the rarer gems. So
Right.
the rose quartzes were
were, I think, Pink Diamond's
Diamond's
gems.
soul. Special
That would also
Exactly.
explain why Rose was apparently so powerful in that,
she was middle.
yeah.
Okay.
You got your special
And then
class.
now we're kind of so what's white and...
White and
yellows.
we don't know anything about White Diamond.
So is Peridot yellows?
Well,
Maybe.
not. I mean, I think she served. I mean, yeah, she served under Yellow Diamond, but I don't think that she's a special. I don't think she's special class. So
I envision Yellow Diamond as the general, if so to speak.
Well, right. She is the. I mean, I see kind of it's you have Blue Diamond, who's kind of your. Almost I want to say your magic, pretty much. If you were to put it into a thing that's the court wizard, is Blue Diamond. You have your sapphires, your aristocrats, your high society folk,
or maybe oracles, also
right,
your
things like that.
Yeah, because oracles were definitely given special treatments.
That would make Yellow Diamond in charge of the army,
The king.
No,
Or queen.
No, not Yellow Diamond.
No, I
No.
thought you said white diamond. I'm
Brain
queen, king.
fart.
Sorry.
You're right. White Diamond actually, I think, is the conqueror.
Yeah, the
is
ruler.
The ruler with an iron fist. The one who I think, if she were to appear on Earth, would actually terrify everybody.
No one would be like...
Even the other diamonds are just
oh, fuck.
oh, fuck, it's White Diamond.
Especially Peridot. Oh, we need more
Oh, my
interaction.
God. Peridot.
More interaction.
Peridot, white diamond, shut up.
I just called my boss a Claude.
I joined
So
because I called my boss a Claude.
That's always going to be great. Another interesting thing, why didn't the other two go with them? Because it's oh yeah, in case something happens, what's going to happen? Most of the things that happen are because of the crystal gems in the first place.
Well, you never know. Something could attack Beach City while
I think it's
gone.
because they didn't want to waste time with because
Two more people to draw.
Yeah, well that too, and it's what are they going to do? What's their part of the plan?
I mean,
Stay
it's
in the
not
ship.
bad. It's not. It wasn't a bad. It was kind of like, that makes sense.
It makes sense.
At least two need to stay to keep Beach City safe.
You got Connie. Connie can actually
Connie can fight, but
yeah, Connie can
Yeah.
actually fight.
so
So
what are we
yeah,
talking?
a lot of good
I
things
think-
happened here because
Truthfully, if I had to pick my favorite moment, I think it's when they're in the zoo.
the menagerie.
I like
yes.
just the philosophical thing there. 'Cause
right.
you
Yes.
have-
Because the whole thing is like,
Oh.
Steven,
Feels so good.
you kind of left a few hundred humans still are in there.
Exactly. And see, the weird thing about it is, it just raises an interesting philosophical thing because you have essentially a whole group of humans who every need is met, so they don't
need to leave.
need to leave. They don't need war.
In fact,
It's like everything bad about human society doesn't happen because every need is met.
It's like its own personal. It's like human heaven, or like an ideal of heaven.
exactly. It's like every need is met.
Right, but
But it's true utopian, and then it's like,
Yeah.
and even the humans don't go, well, what the hell's bad?
well,
Why
right.
would that matter?
So that does bring up so you have that kind of utopian, not paradox, conflict of if you pretty much have a utopian society and where all your needs are met, but here's the thing, you don't need to make choices, therefore you don't have choices. It's kind of is that really
and
humanity?
it brings that exactly. It brings up that point of, are you really human? Which is fair. It's a fair point.
Mhm.
It's a fair point, definitely.
It's just interesting
Because here's the thing:
how-
removing them from that menagerie and putting them on Earth,
they die.
They die. They'd either die or just be
Go-
completely miserable and just
Yeah, they
go
would
savage.
go. I could see them going, turning evil, turning to the dark side.
Instantly.
Because it's like,
No, see, I just see them not being able to take care of them. I see them just flat out dying.
Pretty much. I mean,
I don't see them having any chance of survival.
right? You've pretty much raised a whole civilization of humans because these were 5,000
Not just
years.
one. Generations.
That's what I'm saying. A whole civilization where you have 5,000 years of generations of humans boning and all that.
the inbreeding.
The inbreed. Well, that's a whole nother... Inbreeding's like a whole nother thing.
And really, in this scenario, any kind of thing you could probably remedy with and they're also on a gem magic station, so I don't know, magic or something. That's why there's no cancer or disease or something.
Well,
None of them have downs.
None of them down. Well, that doesn't come about as a result of inbreeding.
Well, they don't even know.
Genetics and inbreeding.
Well, they don't even know what hurt.
That's a whole
is,
nother
so-
subject.
That's a whole nother podcast. There's a whole new series of podcasts. Gora's Line Explains Science. Austin Explains Science. There we go.
Magnets. How do they work?
Clink. There you are.
Right, but that was always and I think we're all forgetting about the most important aspect of that whole segment with the menagerie and the humans. Greg totally missed out on an orgy there.
Yeah, totally.
A man
Nothing like an orgy in a children's cartoon,
Yeah, dude. You totally missed out on this bombing orgy. There wasn't an ugly person in this group here, except for maybe Greg, but
Maybe Greg. And everyone wanted to
everyone
bone
wanted to
Greg.
bone him.
So maybe Greg's not ugly.
Yeah,
Maybe we are the ugly ones.
absolutely. I would totally believe that. It doesn't take a whole lot of convincing.
Yeah,
Just be like, Zach, you're ugly. Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So, what's your favorite moment, Zach?
I think I kind of glazed over mine.
Yeah, he said his favorite.
Was probably the part where pretty much the two diamonds just talking. I just like the idea of they're just fascinating. Not even villains, just antagonists.
I find it interesting because as they're talking, it implies that they're really banking on that Earth blowing up. And
Well,
it's
right,
not gonna
that's
happen.
And that's why I'm saying eventually Yellow Diamond herself is gonna
gonna
go
go to Earth.
is gonna go down there and be like,
What do you think they're going to do?
Bitches,
What do you
gonna
think
do?
she's going to do when she gets there?
Oh, that's gonna be so good. When
What
that
do you
comes.
think's going to happen?
Peridot, you're fired.
I think that was already established when she tried to nuke her.
No, I think we might see like a reigniting of the gem war, maybe on a smaller scale, where it's like, I'm here, we're gonna duke this out. I mean, how hard? Pretty much one of those like, if you can't do it right, if you you have to do it yourself if you want the job done right, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they will of course be rebuked or like rebuffed. They won't be defeated. Like I don't think Yellow Diamond's going to get shattered. No, there's no way that's happening.
Oh yeah.
But I do think
Well,
all this attention and all this kind of is gonna attract White Diamond, and she's gonna be the real like
threat.
she's gonna be the real threat of just like
I see, like, because Yellow seems to hint at the end that she's gonna go with Blue. Because, like, Blue's like, we need to preserve her legacy, you know?
Mhm.
I think Blue's a hippie. Blue's a hippie. There we go.
Blue's a sadistic hippie if she's
Blue's
like
a
a
sadistic
shatter.
hippie.
And here's the thing, another interesting detail that I liked. If you remember back, and they were escaping the menagerie, and you saw their two ships, like Yellow's was like a fist, whereas like just punching up, whereas Blue's was just like a
Open hand.
like an open hand, just
Dainty open hand.
like graceful thing, but just like uppercut of Yellow.
I just like how
Diamond's.
their arms. That's always interesting. They're like whole arms.
It's like, well, what does White Diamond's ship look like? It's just like just giving the bird just like
Pink's was a wave, which kind of makes it all weird.
no. I would love if somebody made like a fan art of just like what is White Diamond's ship, and it's just like the arm with just like flipping the bird.
White arm, just a completely white, like a whitish gray
yeah.
ship that just
flipping the bird to the earth.
But anyway, what I was getting at was, I think what we're gonna see is like UFO. They're gonna pretty much start taking humans.
Taking them?
Yeah, I think they're could take like
streets.
no. I think they're gonna start like taking parts of the Earth because they know it's gonna blow up because of the cluster. Well, they think it's gonna blow up because of the cluster.
Right. You know what? In fact, that might actually be like a breaking of the world kind of thing. Like instead of like, oh, let the cluster merge. No, let's just take let's just
Exactly.
break open Earth.
Let's just
our
take
cluster.
what we can while we're waiting for the cluster.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Like they just
I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna crack it like an egg.
crack it like an egg.
No, I think what they're
Get
gonna do
the
is
gooey cluster center.
no. I think they're gonna take like
freaking
a
Cadbury egg.
Noah's alien ark thing, where they're gonna take the best of the best and preserve it for future as an homage to Pink.
I mean, it makes you wonder why didn't I know Steven contained the cluster, but what's really the harm in just kind of drilling and destroying it? What's really the harm in that?
Yeah, like it's too much of a cluster.
It's too much. It's like you'd have to. Essentially, think of it as if you destroyed the cluster, it'd be like a sinkhole. Essentially, the cluster is at Earth's core. Yeah.
Not exactly though. It's not exactly.
Wasn't it like a round, like...
It's pretty much like... think of it this way, because I remember Peridot showing us, like, the map, and, like... I thought essentially what it was is, like, essentially an egg... Pretty much, think of the entire country, and then, like, say, 50,000 feet down, maybe, like, at the lower crust, maybe not the mantle yet, you just have an egg under the entire United States. And if that were to emerge, it's not going to, like, perfectly, like, blow up the Earth, but... Like think of like remember what Ooh looks like in Adventure Time?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like that.
I pretty much thought that.
But I thought it was like buried deep at the center of the Earth.
That's impossible. that's like...
Gems are crazy.
And
that's
there's no
impossible.
It's molten core. There's a molten core in the center of the
that's
Earth,
true.
and
No,
when
no.
they were
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a molten mantle, but I thought the Earth's core was like essentially a hard nickel and
I don't know.
little solid.
No one's been there.
Well,
It's all theoretical.
science. We scienced our way there.
It's all theoretical. No one's actually drilled the X amount of feet you'd have to go.
No, we're probably like 1,000 years from that technology,
Exactly.
or more.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been attempts.
You'd have to pretty much be able to cool 10,000 degrees in the matter of seconds
Yeah.
in order to just get down to the core.
And plus, imagine how compact like all the minerals and all
Uh-huh.
that shit will be. You have to get quite the drill.
I think the point is, whether it is at the very center or at the under the surface,
It would be damaging. Yes.
it'd kill us. It'd destroy the world, which is
Yes.
the important thing to take away from all this. So
World destroying.
that
Worlds
being
will
said,
collide.
White Diamond's the end game.
I think White Diamond's saying it.
Final boss.
I think I'm gonna call it now as like the Applebee's steak dinner winner. I think Steven's gonna put Pink Diamond back together.
Apparently, we're doing the steak dinner now for Steven Universe.
Yes, it is.
It's not going to be a special after Ruby. You know that, right?
What?
If we do the Ruby steak dinner for Applebee's for our little
Fine.
theater
Steak
crafting-
dinner at IHOP now.
Does I? Oh god.
They do.
Oh shit, they do.
Wait, IHOP has steak?
Yep.
It's not good steak.
IHOP has other foods. You really only go there for breakfast, but they do have other foods. What if it turns out it's really good?
The only problem I'd have with that is there's no way of knowing if there are still shards of Pink Diamond and where those are.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
I think if I had to guess, I'd say they're on Homeworld and like a mausoleum.
That is, like,
I could see it.
Yeah,
like
I could
that.
see, like, Blue Diamond having, like, a shard, if not all the shards, like, enshrined.
in a
Yeah.
or like White Diamond on Homeworld has them.
How would they?
What
get
if it
them?
turns out White Diamond has just been silent on the throne the whole time? Like who's the British monarch right now?
It's still Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth just sitting there.
just,
Like
just
the
check,
Lincoln
just checking her
Memorial.
watch. Just be
Exactly.
like- just checking her watch, like, and on the watch it's only like time to get shit done, not time to get shit done. It's like still another couple years.
Still a couple thousand.
And then ding. Okay,
Time to go.
time to get shit done. Sick of waiting.
Sick of waiting.
For some reason, and this might just be because of the image I put forth. I imagine White Diamond for some reason being bigger than the rest of them.
No, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
I could see her being just
Not like Galactus size, but just be like
like
like-
a
like-
couple
like-
inches,
the regular, like yellow and blue right here, and then white's just like
just slightly
here.
above. Yeah. I could see her being like a tiny old lady, which would be hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that would be.
That would be great. The world conqueror is a tiny old woman.
Well, wait, I thought gems were ageless. Yeah, but I don't want to.
Yeah, but I don't care.
I don't care.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. I'm not a big fan of like infiltration, like segments within a show because the tension gets so high and it just tears me up inside. And I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna get caught now, and it's like, ah.
They did get caught.
Well, I mean,
Oh yeah, at the very, very end. But,
They did get caught.
yeah, at the very end, like literally, if they had one more second, everything would have been fine. But
yeah.
I
But
feel like they
but
should
Eric,
have
I think the whole point of infiltration segments like that is to get.
I
you
know
pumped
that
up.
is the point, and it
Exactly.
tears me up in the inside, and it's like,
That was a hilarious ending. She's like, so you're gonna tell Yellow Diamond that you let a bunch of rebels in, take 2 humans out, and then leave.
While under your watch, you bitch.
It's like, Pearl, you hilarious bitch.
that'll be all.
And that'll be all. It's like, go Pearl. Go Pearl. That's why Pearl's still one of my faves.
Of course.
Pearl.
And yet you choose Lapis every time for best gem.
I don't know. It's a tie between Pearl and Lapis. Pearl's got that goth. Not Pearl. Lapis has that goth emo. But Pearl has, like, sophistication and class.
Even though she was essentially like a sex slave.
Pretty much.
Class and sophistication in the form of a sex slave.
I think we're all
She's a
forgetting
classy whore.
that Carl made a brief.
Oh my
appearance.
yes, that was my favorite. I take that back. Everything else, meaningless. Carl, 2 seconds in there. Perfect.
Just perfect, yeah. Give Carl his own spin-off, Carl Universe.
Carl Universe. Carl Universe explores the world. Over here we got mountains. Some people like that. I don't.
Yeah.
And I love it. Like, he would have a shirt that has, like, a milkshake, a french fry, and a meatball on his shirt.
Yeah.
Just making a blunt nod to Taco Team Poker Force.
Oh my god, that would be great.
It's like no. What if he was the one who got caught by balloons? Like, hey, I got your diamond right here.
I got your diamond right here.
Who think
You think this stone cold lock can hold me? Think I can.
Of course, then it's like with choosing. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna leave. I got choosing to do.
I got choosing in the do. Oh my
man.
god, more Carl. That's what I want.
Always more Carl.
More. Forget Steven. Forget everyone else.
I know.
More
I know his character has a name. It's Carl.
It's Carl.
It just has to be Carl.
It's Carl.
Is it me, or is Steven been lately growing a pair?
Well, I mean, like, when you say growing a pair, getting your dad is kind of like...
Not that. I mean, that too, but... like, in the first episode, we saw him, like,
he's like,
finally...
I'm sick of this.
Yeah, he's finally snapping.
Well, I think after, like...
That's fair. I think it's
after, like 200 episodes, you're like, you bitches are still going to be keeping shit from me after all the stuff we went through.
I know, but I like it.
I like
Steven growing
and
a
they're
pair.
still scared. It's interesting because they're still...
You're still going to keep secrets from me, right? Yeah. Am I still going to be pissed about it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you, bitches.
Well, it's like it's starting to get away from we're keeping secrets to keep you safe to now we're keeping secrets from you because we're afraid of what you'll think of us. Quite frankly.
And then Garnet is essentially using reverse psychology. It's like,
Oh,
oh
yeah,
man,
that was
damn
great.
it! Now I just made it better.
That was great.
That was perfect.
if I tell you, you'll just only want to
Wanna
go
go
more.
more.
And the fact that I just told you
See,
that
makes you want to go more. Ah, I can't win here.
Man, oh,
Garnet.
shit.
She's great.
And then then of course they had to go to Korea. Which Korea? No, it's obviously the good Korea, not the bad.
We're going to Korea, the good one. You know, by most standards.
By human rights standards, it's the good Korea.
Oh,
Oh man, absolutely.
God, Lord Carl.
So, what do you think? Like, what do you think is going to be happening in the immediate, like
Future?
the immediate future for the series?
I'm not sure. I'm. This is a low probability, but I am thinking we're gonna cut to what Peridot and Lapis were doing on Earth while they were gone. If not, like solving like a small little problem.
Oh my God.
They're gonna see them. Did you think the same thing I thought?
You go first.
I think we're gonna see like them make an attempt at fusing together.
No.
That would be awesome.
I was
think we're
going
gonna see it
to
now.
say a Scooby-Doo parody with
Like Lapis, what are we gonna do, man?
no, obviously Lapis would be Daphne and Peridot would be Velma, and then Connie would be Fred for Fred for some reason.
Who knows why?
Like, I just for some reason saw just like what's the rest of the B team gonna do? I don't know. Have a Scooby-Doo mystery parody.
It could happen. We've yet to have it.
But no, a B-side to this whole Stephen Bomb would be great. Paris?
Paris. Paris!
They
We
tried to-
sailed 50 ships the wrong way because of you.
Anyway, I would love to see what those two are up to,
Yeah.
and get some hijinks. Most likely, what happens around these things is usually after some heavy plot shit, we get a Stephen Bomb of like garbage. Like
I think
filler episode.
Eric's
Yeah.
right. We're gonna get not like garbage, but I think what we're gonna get is we're gonna see Peridot and Lapis who are kind of just bored and trying to fuse.
They're just like, you don't try to fuse?
Okay.
Okay, fine.
It's like we get at least one episode of them trying. I think.
That'd be fine.
Yeah, that'd be fair.
Pretty much.
I mean,
getting
it's filler, but it's not like bad filler.
having them like develop their characters a little bit more while the main cast is off, in having space adventures, would be nice. But what I really don't want is just like pretty much like Zoltar, those episodes.
Huh?
Remember when Steven took the place of that like
Watermelon.
No,
Stop interrupting.
the Mr. Smiley episode where he took the place of that, like, the great Zoltar fortune-telling dummy. Did you see that episode?
Oh, yeah, that was
a stupid episode. That was so fucking stupid. And I'm mad about it.
trying to get Lars and Sadie together.
This is a retroactive outrage. What are you doing?
I definitely do not want to. I want to see the last Beach City, like exploring characters through like Beach City. I think we've had enough of those episodes.
I think what we want is a war.
It's like
Just a war.
Yes, but that's gonna happen later, and it's gonna be fantastic.
Oh my god!
This is Steven Universe we're talking about.
You know what would have been great is if one of the diamonds did find out, and the next episode would have been like a shot for shot, kind of like the like of A New Hope when you have like their ship and then like you have
their
the
ship
arm,
racing
like,
to get to Earth. Yeah,
of like A New Hope.
Oh, that would be great.
That would have been
Are
amazing.
they owned by Disney? Because it'll happen if they do.
No, they're not.
Oh, damn.
It's Cartoon Network, not Disney.
Oh, well.
Disney doesn't own everything yet.
Not
just
yet.
most
It's
things.
just most. It'll change soon enough.
Yeah.
So.
But and I also don't want them to just go immediately back home and say everything's fine.
Shit! Totally forgot. They're gonna pick up the rubies because they kind of hit them with the
Oh,
windshield.
that's right.
Oh, yeah.
We'll come back for them. You better.
Yeah. Well, it's like, do you want to? Because
Why
didn't
not?
one of them try to kill Steven?
Yes, one of them did try to kill Steven.
I think now that he has some backup, that might.
I think it'll still happen.
And also, rubies are really, really dumb.
I didn't kill her. That rock did.
That's Steven.
That's Steven.
Rubies kill rock now? Yeah, go right at it.
Man, those rubies were. Not all rubies are dumb. It's like, yes, all rubies are
Rubies are
pretty
pretty
fucking
too
dumb. Jesus, man.
Garnet.
Just Garnet.
Garnet and Sapphire and their crazy love.
All right. I think we're coming up to the tail end here. I mean, like, we've pretty much milked this for all it's worth,
Still
really.
don't know who Lion is.
Yeah, we're not gonna go like through in a complete analysis of all the episodes and like every like even remotely interesting detail. We're not gonna cover that.
No.
Someday we'll learn who Lion is.
Do you guys want to come back for another episode for the new episode of Ruby tomorrow? make a whole like hour and a half long podcast over the what
10 minutes
over the 15-minute episode.
No, we'll wait for some more come out.
No. You gotta wait until you did the first half.
Yeah, we
now you
gotta
have to
wait
wait
till
for
the finale.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll come back to Ruby when there's finale. But until then, this has been
steal money out of Zach's wallet.
you. Hey, stop. Put the wallet down. Put it down.
For now.
All right. Well, this has been the podcast no one will listen to. And if you have been listening to this, stop it.
Yeah, stop it.
Just stop it.
Who told you that was okay?
Nobody did.
So
Rude.
stop it.
So flippin' rude.